Hello, this is Lolly. Today I want to make these adorable mini pizza boxes. And then you will be surprised to see what can fit in these. So what can we use them for? It is really fun. So I am using this die by Elizabeth Craft Designs, and it is just called Pizza Box. And it comes with the box die, which is pretty long. It does fit on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock. I would trim this down to 6, and I would tape it in place with purple tape and then run it through the die cutting machine. Now, if you do not have the extended plates for your die cutting machine, and again, we're going to pretend that this is only 6 inches wide, then you would want to lay this on and cut this part, and then move it over and cut this part. And that way you don't have to have the extended version of your cutting plates. Okay, I have pre-cut one here, and it cuts and it scores. My advice to you is to use good cardstock. I mean, sturdy. You might want to do a practice run on some of your cheaper cardstock, but for this project, a sturdy cardstock is great. And I do recommend that you would actually not use a wild design first time around. Like, this has so many lines in it that it was hard for me to see the score lines. So you want something that enables you to see the score lines, and I am going to fold it on every score line here. Give it a burnish. And then I am going to assemble this, and then if you want to come back and just watch the assembly process again, I will give you underneath this video, make sure you do open up the description under the video so you can see all the links. I will give you a link to this die set, and I will also give you a timestamp for when the actual assembly is. Okay, so we have this, and you see how this has the big hole in it? That is your top flap. So this part that has this little thumb notch, that is your bottom. So that's how I'm going to work right now. I'm going to get my glue ready. We have 2 little flaps here on the side. Those are going to get glued right inside here, so I'm going to attach those. And I want to look at my fold lines and really make sure I'm lining it up with the fold instead of just kind of guessing there. I've had many people asking me where I got these pink clips, and I got them from the Dollar Tree. Okay, now this side here, you see how we have these long flaps? They are going to go inside here, and then this is going to get folded down over it. So the first thing is I'm going to glue these in. Oops, and again, I'm going to look and see where that fold comes. Okay, and then we're going to take this flap and glue it down over all of that. I'm using some Bo Bunny double dot paper. Love their paper. Next step, we have 2 more fold lines. These have to get folded up, and they are going to go in this middle section. So it's kind of like a book spine almost. These little flaps get glued to that little book spine, or in other words, the back of the project. And now I can remove these. It doesn't have to be held for long. I'm going to turn this over so I can see what I'm doing, and glue that there, and hold it, glue, hold it. Okay, so that is it, and now it folds down the lid. Oops, excuse me. Put this in the bottom, that little thumb notch. These go inside when you close it, and that's it. So now to decorate, I want to show you what comes in the set. So this cuts a very large scallop, which you can see I did here in this green. It's a solid piece. Then this is a stitched line solid piece, square, that this is what this is right here. Fits down inside there, or you can use this piece which cuts out this floral pattern, and you can see here they used it and they watercolored it. It's very pretty, very floral pattern. Those three pieces come, and also all the circle pieces. So this one again cuts a solid scallop like the black. This one cuts a solid, which is what I have right here. This one cuts a stitched circle, and this one cuts another solid. So we have 4 circles that can be layered all on the inside. Okay, so let's take a look and see what we want to do. I think I want to use the scallop one here, and I'm going to cut something to go on the inside. Probably white, because I'm thinking lacy. Okay, so I did one in white. It's almost a vanilla, a little off-white. And I did a floral for the inside. We'll see if I like that. Okay, and I can still use all of these if I want. And I could use them to pop it up. I mean, I could use foam tape and pop that up. Let me look at my scraps. Okay, I found a bigger piece of this. I really like this color, so I think I might go with the big scallop. We're really going to layer this up. Big scallop, and then use maybe this stitched one on the inside. I don't know what color I'll use for that yet. Okay, oh yeah, I like that. I think I'm going to go white and then pink. Maybe. Let's look at that. Let's start adhering this. I know I'm going to raise this up, but I might do something else as well. I'm thinking of a little bit of trim. My little tape runner is needing a refill, so I'm going to go ahead and use my ATG. Just lay this right in the center there. And what I was thinking, instead of just putting this down, would be to put some trim around the edges. But it might, I think it would interfere with my scallop. I don't think I would see that well. So I'll just go ahead and do it as I had planned. Okay, this I do want to puff up. I have a thought here. Okay, so what I think is I will assemble this piece and then put the whole thing on foam and raise it up. But I'm just looking at this, wondering about something under it. Actually thinking about adding a little bit of rickrack coming out from here. Okay, this is going to be a little fiddly, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to be going around around surface, so we're going to try this. And again, I want the rickrack to be shown from the other side, so let's make sure I'm doing it right. So in order to do this right, I'm finding I had to glue just the tips down here. Oh, that's cute. That turned out really cute. Okay, so I will lift this up a little bit just to make room for the rickrack here. I'm going to use some foam tape. That right in the center there. Okay, now do I want another layer of rickrack coming out from under here, or maybe some eyelash trim? Let me look and see what I have. Now I got these from the dollar store. I want to see, this color is in the project, but I think it might not. Let's just see what I think. If I stick this out from around there, and then it's around the blue, you're really not going to see it much. What if I put it back here? I think I'm going to put it on here. Okay, let's get this back out. turning it so that the eyelashes stick outward from the project. Alrighty. Ah, funny. Okay, I'm going to lift this up as well. Okay, apologize for some background noise. Husband has the day off and is working in the workshop. Okay, now the question is, do I also want this, or is it too much trim? You know, if I stuck this out from behind here, is that too much? And I think it is to me. Okay, we didn't need all those layers, but I just wanted to play around and show you how you can use the squares and the circles all in one project. Still need something right in the middle there, like maybe a sentiment, I don't know. I decided to go with a flower in the middle. I have these ones which have some good matching colors, and I also have this which matches it as well. So we do have the pale blue, but we also have some aqua going on, so I don't know. There's that, there's the pink, and I think that's going to be fine. Could use a little green as well, because we don't have any green in my papers, though there's green here. It's a little too dark. Ooh, how about the yellow instead of the pink? There we go. There it is. That is so sweet. How delicate does that look? Now these boxes are 4 1/4 inch square. So anything you have that's 4 inches is going to fit on the inside. So I was thinking, what about Dex cards? If you're into making memory Dex cards, make sure you take a look at the link at the end of my video. I will give you a video about what Dex cards are all about. But this is one. They're 4 inches wide. And the height is usually up to the designer, but as long as you don't go above 4 inches, you can fit a Dex card in here. How perfect. When I realized that this box was going to be 4 1/4 inches wide, I was ecstatic, because what a perfect thing to put in the box. Also, if you recall, I recently did a video on how to make these shaker origami boxes. And so these would also fit in here. They are a little smaller than 4 inches, probably like 3 1/4 maybe, but see how they would fit in there so well? Perfect. You see, we have some room there, but we could make bigger ones of those if we need. So I'm going to set this aside, let this dry. So one more thing that I need to bring up, and that is, if you want to distress the edges of your pizza box, it's better to do it before you fold it. And I have distressed both of these. Now when we are distressing, we normally take our paper and we distress all the way around the edges, but those are actually the flaps that are going to get folded underneath. So in this case, what we need to do is look for the score lines, and we want to distress the score lines instead of the edge of the paper. So I'm going to lay this waxed paper down here. And what I'm going to use is this new blending brush I just got. It's by Nuvo. It's called their large blending brush. It's a brand new item from Nuvo, and from Tonic Studios. And so it is just now, as of today, available in Tonic Studios USA and Tonic Studios UK. I will give you the links down below to that. I love it. So it's got a flat bottom. It's those very soft blending brush bristles that we're used to playing with. I just love the feel of it. You would just want to play with it and hold it, and I just want to rub that on your face. It's so soft. But I love this container. It's nice and chunky. It's got a nice handle on top. I just set it on top of my Vintage Photo Distress Oxide. Just touch it here, and although normally we come across the side and we come in like this, On our project, what we're doing is we're just we're inking the edges that are going to get folded under, and it doesn't matter. But this is actually the score line is actually the edge of the box. So that's what I want to do, is get all the way in there to that score line. Make sure your paper's clean. I can see where the ink grabbed right here. It's got something on my cardstock, and that made the ink grab really hard right there. Okay, so I just went all the way around the top, and I'm going to go all the way around the bottom portion. Or that was the bottom. I'm going all the way around the top of the box now, all along that score line. This blends like butter. It feels so wonderful to play with this. And what I'm using is the Vintage Photo. And I just think it's a color that I will be using a lot. And so for me, that makes a lot of sense to just leave this Vintage Photo. They can be cleaned. When you fold this on its lines, you could see the distressing around the edges as opposed to just on these corners that are going to be on the inside. So I hope that makes sense. Make sure you look at the links down below for this, and also make sure you check out this video right up here, because this one is going to help you to understand Memorydex crafts, because I was talking about putting Memorydex cards inside these boxes. Thank you everyone for the thumbs up and for subscribing.